It's well known that high levels of debt can be overwhelming, especially if it comes with high interest rates. What you may not know, however, you might be able to save some money negotiating with those creditors. Giving us some tips on how we have these conversations is Colin Evans from Evans Financial Group. Well, Colin, thank you for being here. Let's talk debt.
Let's do it.
Negotiations, all the things.
Where do you want to start? It's,
well,
you know,
debt,
in this credit kind of credit-driven society. Okay, so we put together 3 different ways that you can actually kind of walk in and help possibly negotiate some lower rates.
Which is a big deal. Every percentage helps.
It is. And when we're seeing 26, 27, 28% on credit cards, it's like, oh my gosh, how fast that can really just take over and consume you quickly. So one of the first things is improving the credit score. And simple way to do that, make sure those bills are getting paid on time. That is one of the biggest things that you can do to look at. Research and compare offers. And one of the good things is a lot of these credit card companies will do, hey, transfer over a balance and you'll get 0% for a year. Keep in mind, sometimes that 0% might turn into a high interest rate that'll retroactive back to day one. However, if you're diligent...
Wait, what does that mean, Colin? I'm going to stop you right there.
So if you're going to be retroactive, say we got a $10,000 balance and I get to move it from a Visa to a MasterCard, well, if I don't get that paid off, that MasterCard might say, hey, we're going back to your first day and your interest is going to be retroactive. So that can catch up to you. So it is good time, though, if you're going to be diligent or you're looking at, hey, I'm only owing a little bit left. Maybe we can get out from some of this interest rates and by going into another credit card company. You know, direct negotiation could be a good one. You can actually call and say, hey, let's see if we can maybe find some common ground and go in kindly. I know when we want to talk to somebody over the phone, you know, we get that 1-800 kind of...
someone a new one.
Yeah, we get that 1-800 who cares kind of mindset. It's, you know, and you know, though, they take probably a beating over the phone more than most, but you can attract more flies with honey than you can with vinegar.
Well, Colin, how do we break this down for those who are watching who are not attorneys, right? How do we negotiate this? Besides being nice, what are some key words that we can use to try to lower that?
Some key things that you want to walk into and look at is, you know, hey, have I been diligent? Am I making sure that I've been paying my bills on time? You know, that's one of the good things to look at. And you can even go in and say, hey, look, hey, I have a couple offers from, you know, ABC credit card company or XYZ credit card company that might be offering that 0% or a lower introductory rate. And if you've been paying on time and showing some good faith in here, they might be more inclined to do that. It kind of becomes a little give and take. And another good thing that you can actually look at doing is say, hey, why don't we maybe set up an automatic payment that might show a good faith on the consumer's behalf and show that, hey, that they're going to put this on automatic. Now we're kind of giving some reassurance for a little bit.
That's some skin in the game, right,
Yeah,
Colin?
exactly. We're getting a little bit more of a guarantee that's in there. So that really kind of can help do that.
And the next one that is my favorite is being persistent.
Being persistent, yes, it is. And you can be pushy, and sometimes, you know, that person might not have the capabilities to, you know, to approve that. You know, and that's just a simple question. Could I visit with a supervisor? Is there somebody up above you that I can maybe talk to? You know, we got a couple different options that we're looking at, and I would like to stay, you know, with this credit card company. You've been okay with me in the past, instead of shifting all my balances over, and they might allow you to take a look and say, hey, well, you know what, we will look at this, and we will be able to drop this.
We should clarify, right, Colin, persistent and polite, right?
Polite, yes.
That's key, right? We don't want to just be rude.
It is, you know, and that person that's answering the phone is not the one that's going, you know what, I feel like 26% today or 27%.
Although they could be.
You know, they might have a little bit of a pull or a little bit of stroke with the company, but pushing the envelope just a little bit, sometimes it is persistent to help and get that up to a higher level and saying, hey, could we look at doing this and maybe dropping these rates down for us?
What about offering something in return?
Offering something in return, this is simply, you know, the quickest one is, hey, why don't we go ahead and we set up these automatic drafts?
Okay.
And we put this. That's kind of like a little last minute thing to see if you're kind of going on some last ditch efforts to say, if we maybe set up some automatic payments, would you be willing to drop this down? Or I'll just have to ship this to, you know, another card company that will be willing to take those debts for a period of time.
Yeah.
You know, and then outside of that, sometimes it is also a great stretch if you have a great relationship with your bank And sometimes we do get into a jam, and that might be the time to go look into visiting with your banker and putting this in, especially like it's typically your local or your smaller ones are going to have a greater with the relationship basis and help you dropping those, getting into a smaller package to be able to cover those notes.
Throwing some weight around. I love it. Well, thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Colin, for being here today and talking to us about negotiating lower interest rates.
Absolutely. Thank you.